Welcome back to another Broke Kaeya main Chronicles video. I got it right. Yeah. Okay, so I kind of finished it, like, abruptly everything. But anyways, we're gonna go check out Inazuma because in the last one, we're doing the interlude, by the way. In the last one, Scaramouche went into delete himself from this world because he wanted his friend to have another chance. If he wasn't alive, he thought that his friend would have another chance. But, that's just not how life goes in Genshin. You have a dead friend, they're dead permanently. You think anything else is gonna happen? No, they're just dead. That sounds so mean. They're just dead. You can't tell, I'm a little bit brain dead today. I didn't mean to, okay? I kind of just, took a nap in like the middle of the day. I wasn't planning to. So they're gonna go and ask over here. They're gonna be like, do you know a man by the name of the Balladeer?
Ah, it's been a while.
Pardon me. I'd like to ask a question if I may.
Of course. Go ahead.
About the riding Gokudan.
Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. Very well. I'll tell you what I know once more. The once renowned Raiden Gokudan, comprised of 5 branches. Amenoma, Futsu, Ishin, Hyakume, and Senju.
Okay, so that's like the
art
same.
of forging practiced by these 5 clans was first taught to them personally by the almighty Shogun. Over time, the 5 branches diverged from one another as generations of bladesmiths honed and perfected their craft until they became 5 distinct traditions.
I mean, that's pretty cool, not gonna lie.
Most swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline, and for a long time, only the Amenoma branch kept its art alive. But fortunately, Kaeya recently returned to Inazuma and took up the mantle of the Ishin art. Now,
What?
2 clans remain of the original Gokudan 5.
Wait, but didn't he quit?
If my memory serves me right, you yourself were present when he forged the Ishin blade.
Well, yes, but wait.
Yeah, we were. Paimon remembers that now.
Oh, so he's not a wonder anymore?
We learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then too. It seems like such a shame.
What was the reason behind their decline?
That, my friends,
Alright, we need
It's a
a quick
tragic
recap. We
tale
don't need 10
indeed.
minutes, okay?
in fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. All these years, I knew of those great clans' demise, but never the cause. Only recently, when the question was on my mind, did I ask Kaeya about this. He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokunen, it was right that I should know the truth. There is no harm in telling you, but I must warn
Just
you,
tell me.
it is a dark
My
and
goodness.
sorrowful tale.
I know they're building up to be like, is Scaramouche in it? Huh?
Are the targets of a murderous rampage by a vengeful bladesmith.
Wait a second.
Vengeful? Why?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace.
Wait.
One brave swordsmith heard the commotion and chose not to flee, but he rushed to the scene, hoping to prevent a disaster. Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day, and overseeing it was the armory officer. His surname was Niwa, though he had family ties to the Kaeya clan. Knowing that they had just one chance
Oh.
to save countless lives, Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the furnace. The furnace quickly stabilized, but neither of them made it out.
Should we just say, nah, one of them actually is alive?
Though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphan son was left to fend for himself, and grew up deeply resentful at the world. In his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He hated the almighty Shogun for her apparent indifference towards his father's death, and he hated everyone who had done nothing to try and save him. Powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had to pass on to his children was his hatred. Generation after generation bore
Don't tell me
this grudge,
Kaza has changed.
living in utter misery. Alas, if only the story could have ended there. But 100 years ago, the then head of this family reached the end of his wits. He could bear their fate no longer, and yet he could do nothing to change it. Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Goku.
My memory is kind of
In
foggy,
doing
so
he sought
I
to
don't-
vent his pet anger.
I don't feel like
and
this
shake the very
is.
foundations of Inazuma's forging industry. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan which he belonged to. His goal was absolute, the devastation of all of the Raiden Gokuden. But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to catch them unawares. They fought back fiercely, and they did not spare his life.
So,
That is why
is
the Kaedehara
parents still
clan and
dead?
Ishin Art survived that day. I suppose they were the lucky ones, under the dire circumstances.
Wait a dang second. The legend of Raiden Gokudon has changed. That's why I was like, that don't feel right. Someone else attacked the swordsmiths. It looks like the balladeer did something in Irminsul, but it seems Niwa still died.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Have you seen Kazuha recently?
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just yesterday, in fact. We spoke for a while over some tea.
Well,
He
that's he
seemed
gonna have
well.
to wait. Phew, so he still exists, and he's the same Kazuha I know. Things don't seem as bad as I feared last night. That's all. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon.
I'm sorry, I need to cough. I think that peaked my mic. I'm so sorry.
Too, right? Your expression says it all. You can't hide anything from Paimon.
Yeah, I can't hide anything. Nothing can be hidden from Paimon.
Traveler, Paimon will be right behind you.
Freaking soda.
Okay.
I might have to get better headphones soon, because these headphones are, like, tight on me, and yes, I would just, like, kind of the side, like, it's not tight, but it's only tight around the ears. Like, the rest of my head's fine, but my ears is really tight. It's not even noise canceling either, so I don't know why they are insanely tight.
This is the Yashiro Commission's headquarters, so...
Traveler, it's been a while.
Hello.
If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I'm afraid your timing is unfortunate. They're not here right now.
Are they out on business?
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the Commissioner's place. If it's urgent, you're welcome to wait inside until they get back.
What do you think? Shall we go in?
Thank you. We'll take you up on that offer. Can we take a walk in the courtyard?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it. But seeing as you're so close with the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I think it should be okay.
I'm close with everybody.
Then. Thanks.
Hello, dears. Is there something you want to say?
Ma'am, can I ask you a couple of questions?
Of
Yeah, she
course,
took care of them.
traveler. Yes, I know who you are. Miss Kamisato has told me about you. What would you like to know?
How are the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato these days?
Oh, they're both very well indeed. Lately, Miss Kamisato has been rather busy attending all kinds of meetings and occasionally paying visits to some local organizations on the Commissioner's behalf. As for the Commissioner himself, well, you know, busy as ever. That much hasn't changed. Although he does seem to be in a rather good mood these days.
Oh?
Pretty much business as usual on the Yashiro Commission, huh?
Very much so.
Hayato is still the Yashiro commissioner. Ayaka is still the lady of the house. No changes there. As far as I can see, nothing's changed in the Yashiro commission either. I was expecting as much, but it's still a big relief to know that Kamisato's both safe and well.
Got any more questions?
That's all for now. Many thanks.
You're very welcome. In fact, I would love nothing more than for you to come and visit more often. But I'm sure you must be far too busy to have time for that.
I have to keep saving the
Miss
world.
Kamisato talks
And
about
nation.
you all the time.
A lot.
She seems so thrilled to have you as a friend, and she's always saying how talented you are and how much she admires you. I must say, many things in
You better help me get Ayato.
have taken a turn for the better since you arrived here. So you're not just Miss Kamisato's knight in shining armor, you know. You're a hero to us all.
I'm flattered.
I mean it. Whenever the commissioner dines at home, Toma always joins him. I always find myself at my most relaxed when I'm serving the two of them and listening to them chat away. The commissioner has such a busy schedule that he doesn't always have the chance to take his meals at home. But given the opportunity, he always prefers to dine here. They say it's because Toma's a much better chef than most. Oh, the commissioner is so fond of home
Male wife
comforts.
Toma. Male wife Toma.
They
Male.
get to talking about you sometimes too.
What's standing me
you
back
know.
saying when I was like simping over
Always
Toma? I was like,
with a
Toma, Toma,
very
Toma. I just yelled at myself to shut up.
fond tone.
I got
The way
annoyed
one
hearing myself
talks
simp.
about dear old friends
Even though I
whom
started doing the same thing.
one can truly
But hearing
be
it, it's much more
themselves.
annoying than
Miss
saying it.
Kamisato occasionally joins them as well. Whenever the whole family gets together and they start talking about
I'm actually kinda
people
just
they've
tuning her
met
out.
and experiences they've had, you always get a mention. It's been many years now since the late Mr. and Mrs. Kamisato
I just
passed
wanted to
away.
know if anything changed.
Much has
Thank
happened in
you.
the Kamisato clan in that time. As someone who is old and gray enough to have watched their son and daughter grow up, it makes me so happy to see them meet a dependable friend whose company they enjoy so much.
I need help.
So, in the future, if you ever do have the time, please know you are always very welcome at the Yashiro Commission headquarters. There will always be at least one old lady who would be delighted to have the pleasure of your company.
Thank you. The people of the Kamisato clan are very dear friends to me.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Aww.
Paimon likes it here too. Also, you were saying something about the
Paimon, we have to go. We have no time for food.
Paimon's itching to try it. We may just have to invite ourselves around for dinner sometime. Paimon meant we should come pay a visit again real soon. Ideally around dinner time.
Uh-huh, Paimon. Uh-huh.
Of course. You're always welcome.
Alright, goodbye for now. Where are we going next?
However you say that.
Great! Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry, we'll see ourselves out.
All right, then.
I just realized that Tarasuna is the
Now,
big
hope
big
to see
furnace
you
thing that kept trying to kill
soon.
me every time I walked by it when I first was in Inazuma because I had no idea what was going on.
Already?
Yep, everything's taken care of now. Don't worry.
Very well. Safe travels. Goodbye.
Goodbye. It's the furnace place, yeah. I was like, place this big furnace. At the first I said the dog thing, and then when he kept talking about furnace, I knew what it was, but I didn't correct myself in the video, so it probably looked like I was thinking of the dog island the whole time. But that's Surumi. That has to be Surumi. Yeah, Surumi. Ugh. That's Surumi. Is that the... Wait, is that the guy we helped out for the whole furnace thing? Is that... Xavier, right?
Here we are. But what are we looking for? Something or someone?
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the traveler in Paimon?
It's Xavier.
Xavier? What are you
Sorry,
doing here?
Xavier. Okay, I
I
always
was
said
in
his
the
name
general
wrong.
area, and
Xavier.
Now I'm in this specific area. There, that's me. So what about you two?
We have
Story of my
some
life.
questions and thought you might be able to help.
Do you know much about Tatarasuna?
Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away.
Whew, alright. Another time again for another history lesson in Genshin Impact. How well do you understand the history of this area?
Like the back of my hand. Make no mistake, I have been here a good many times before. Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago.
Tatarasuna,
They
so I said
it's
it
all
right.
True, the history here.
Go on, I'm listening.
Oh, well, it's a long story, don't you know?
Condense it in 5 sentences or less.
Starts a long time ago.
5 sentences or less.
I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the nation. Goes back around 1,000 years. Still, the furnace has had a couple of serious maintenance issues along the way.
A couple? When exactly?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago.
3.
A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech guy to come and work on it either.
4.
Too. They
5.
say he was a mechanic
You're done.
who consulted on a technology upgrade. It seems like the technological collaboration
Yeah,
between
that
the
was
two nations
the
goes
Toray.
back a long way. How about that?
Yeah, you know, mechanic. Huh. Looks like the doctor still sabotaged the furnace, leading to all the ensuing chaos. Alright, I don't think it'll really change the past. It'll only erase people's memories of you existing. It's not going to change really anything. It only changed for the tree of Irminsul because her memory still being alive in people's brains. She was still alive in Irminsul and still remembered the dark information. So it only helped with that in the tree because remembering was what affected the tree.
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about Tatarasuna? Come on, ask already.
I am. Hold on, Paimon.
I didn't realize you two were here for a history lesson.
Yeah, apparently this whole thing is a history lesson.
Paimon doesn't know what's gotten into this one today. Feels like we've been preparing for a history exam or something.
We gotta take it to the end of semester, come on.
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today with a sudden burning desire for historical knowledge?
Pretty much. So, can I ask you one more question?
Sure, go ahead.
Have you ever heard of a kabukimono connected to Tatarasuna? Have you ever heard of a kabukimono connected to Tatarasuna?
A kabuki mono?
Kabuki.
No, I can't say that I have.
When I say
do know the
kabukimono,
word.
kabuki.
Inazuman for those
Kabukimono.
eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. Just the sort of person that I'd like to meet, actually. But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across anything to do with a kabuki mono where Tatarasuna is concerned.
Kabukimono. So there's no more kabukimono. The balladeer really changed. So there's no more kabukimono. Did the balladeer really manage to erase himself from history completely? If so, he must have wanted to change the world and revert everything back to the way it was. But so far, it looked like the majority of the changes have only affected himself. Thank you, Xavier.
Of course! Don't mention it.
Oh, we're leaving? Okay,
She's like, huh?
Oh, you're most welcome. More than happy to help. Farewell.
Bye, brother. Remember you because I kept skipping the lines every time. You were just here like, can you fix the furnace?
Got all the
Look at the
information you're
furnace.
looking for.
Fix the furnace. Yeah, I fixed it. Time to go back and see Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Sure, but what's up with you today? Whatever it is, it seems like it's really troubling you. Keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. No matter what happens, Paimon will always be there for you.
Alright.
Come on, you gotta keep it together. Why don't you grab something to eat? You can't go facing life's challenges on an empty stomach. Alright, let's head off and go meet the
I will eat life challenge it.
What's the hurry? What's the hurry?
Oh, this is the finale. No, it's not. You know it's not the finale when they don't give Primo Gems. This is the finale. Wait a second. I don't see any Primo Gems. It's not the finale. Why you don't chug soda? I like soda. I'm right now drinking some Japanese orange soda. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good.
Hey, it's them.
I like the melon soda much more. Well, this one is still bussin'.
Akuma, Sawada.
Kind of like creamsicle. Kind of tastes like a creamsicle. Yeah. Are you still talking about the essay?
Indeed we are. If you have a moment, we'd love for you to join us once more.
Does this even give us Primo Gems?
We have time. What do you want to talk to us about?
It's the same topic we discussed last time.
Has to give us Primo Gems.
Still looking for more info about Tatarasuna, huh? Should we join them?
Perfect. These two have researched Tarasuna's past. Let's hear what they have to say.
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress.
The article that you let me read last time was great.
Huh? Oh, of course.
They don't remember, do they? Oh, I didn't read a lot of this. Let's say it changed.
I presume you'll want to read mine as well. Here.
I think we read yours first. Huh. Changed. Oh, there are the parts that are changed. So it shows you which parts have changed. I should have kept scrolling down with the other one. Huh? The content has changed. Another effect of tampering with the information in Irminsul. The balladeer said he'd erased 2 of his names. If he really succeeded, it must have taken all of his might. But still.
Well, what do you think?
A masterpiece!
Hey, Traveler, remember how last time Akuma was saying how he wished he could gather more information about all this? Well, we just got back from Inazuma. So how about we tell them what we learned?
Sure.
What did you find out? Something big?
It's a long story. Basically, we have some friends in Inazuma, and...
You tell the 2 writers what you learned about writing Gokudan and Tatsurana's
Details.
Tatsurana.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Tatsuna.
Well,
Tatsuna.
well. So it all comes down to
Um.
one man's desire for revenge. Huh. You heard this from a member of the Amanoma clan, you say? Then I guess it must be true.
The Ainamona clan, you say?
So there's no ghost story here after all.
Well,
This
if you
new
consider the
information
missing person a
actually
ghost
lends
story.
further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently, swordsmiths were seen as having an incredibly prestigious role in society those days,
Yeah.
to the extent that harming them was conceived of, at least by the perpetrator, as a way of exacting revenge against those in power.
Yes, okay, point taken, you were right. But that doesn't mean I can't carry on with my novel.
Heard that voice before.
And they're back at it. These guys are really into this.
We've got something to take care of. Bye for now.
Oh, so sorry. Look at us, prattling on about our projects and ignoring you. Thank you so much for the information.
Welcome. See ya.
Keep us in the loop if you find out anything else.
Bye-bye. The simple nod. Alright, let's go. Seen a lot of the Traveler in this one. Enter the sanctuary of Suristana. Okay, so I found out apparently I cannot say some words. Kabuki Mono. Tatarasuna. It's Tatarasuna, right? Yeah, I was just kept messing up because I had to read fast. I'm gonna get killed. I said things wrong.
We're here.
Pronounced things wrong.
Traveler, Paimon, how have you been? Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night, we ended up chatting and chatting until suddenly the sun was up. And then she decided she wanted to go to Inazuma.
I was investigating the situation with the balladeer.
The balladeer?
Oh no, she forgot about him too. Oh no.
You look troubled. Is there something you need to tell me?
Even Nahida doesn't remember. Just like the last time. Any changes to Irminsul affect her as well. The balladeer acted quickly, finished erasing himself before Nahida could stop him. I'm the only one who still remembers the things that were erased. Once again, I am the record keeper.
Traveler? Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset.
There are things that have happened that only I can remember. I have to tell you the truth. With a heavy heart, you piece back together the story that was broken and scattered across time. There once was named the Balladeer, created by the Electro Archon. He was a puppet who lived among men. After a series of events in Tatarasuna, the Balladeer, thinking he had been thrice betrayed, left Inazuma to roam the world beyond. With no trust for humans and only loathing for the gods, he bore his grudge for years as he grew in strength, then returned to Inazuma to take his revenge. He tried in vain to become a deity with a gnosis, and ended up losing everything. Finally, he entered Irminsul and learned the truth behind his betrayal. Knowing now that his entire life was built on lies, he did the unthinkable in an attempt to reverse his tragic fate.
That's quite a story.
I'm not lying!
So, this puppet known as the Balladeer erased himself from Irminsul, hoping that he could change the past. But how was he even able to do that? As the Traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall finding anyone inside the machine after we defeated it. Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone were to successfully erase themselves from Irminsul, the world would change to reflect the new reality. So, you believe this person really existed, and we just don't remember him because, well, because he literally changed the world?
The only reason I'm able to is because I don't come from this world.
It is possible to do this. But I'm struggling to imagine the kind of person who would dare go through with it. The Traveler comes from a world beyond Teyvat. That's why there's no information about her in Irminsul. And it also explains why any changes to Irminsul wouldn't affect her. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's you. It's quite incredible when you think about it.
You can say that again.
Paimon's having a hard time understanding this Balladeer guy's motivations. Why did he do it?
Hoping his friend wouldn't have been killed.
Make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was, only you remember that.
I'm not really sure. We were enemies, after all. I don't know his perspective on all this, so I can't say why he did something extreme. Did he want to reset everything, or save someone, or did he want to completely undo his existence? Everything can be set right. Time to solve this once and for all. Maybe that's all there is to it. I still remember the question he asked. He asked me, specifically, and my hesitation gave him the answer. I hesitated because I witnessed Great Elude. Wow. Okay, that was an easy word to say, but I messed up. I hesitated because I witnessed Greater Lord Rugadavata erase her own existence. But I can't tell Nahida that. To put it another way, I know why the balladeer was so sure it could work, but I can't tell him that.
Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share?
I just feel he chose such a radical option, and yet...
It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right?
Yes.
Once the balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. Now he saw them as friends again. He couldn't keep hating humans after that. And if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friends, it would be hard not to try. This story makes sense. Every part of it. The balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. He was unsuccessful, but retained the power to connect with Irminsul. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul and erase himself, even though he didn't have much strength left.
Yeah, it does make sense, but it still ended in tragedy for his friends. It just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seems like he got nothing in return.
Yeah, he changed the world in many ways, and yet Ed still didn't get a chicken. Oh! Yeah, he changed the world in many ways, and yet the dead still didn't get a second chance. Those fated to a tragic end could not be saved. What exactly did he want to fight back against? Trails in his life? Or did he wish he'd never existed at all? Hey man, I feel that sometimes.
I want to check something.
Sing high.
Found it. This should be the one. It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything she has told us.
Oh wow.
What is it? A record from a personal collection. It was tucked away in a corner. You should take a look.
Surprisingly, the information is presented to you in a way that resembles a fairy tale.
Is this a fairy tale? Who wrote it?
This matches everything I said.
I authored this record myself.
Meaning, she already was trying to keep him in her spine.
You wrote a fairy tale that somehow has something to do with the balladeer?
When combined with the traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything in it is a symbol for something else.
Hold on. So this record survived from the past?
Yes. Any information about the balladeer or the kabuki mono and other records will have been changed. But I wrote this story in a way that means it was left intact. Changing the information in Irminsul changes Teyvat. But Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written this story as a backup before the balladeer entered Irminsul.
That's incredible! What a great idea!
And sending the traveler into Irminsul with the balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew she'd remember everything. This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that emerges is the one she told us. The now erased life of the balladeer.
She wrote it just in case she couldn't get to him.
There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes,
Uh-huh.
joined them, and they became friends. The monster lived with the family day and night, and everyone treated it as one of their own. Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in the water. I am a monstrosity, yet they are too foolish to see it. I pity them. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live
Oh
among
my
the
gosh.
foxes who were
Scaramouche exists!
a kitten.
Oh, I
carved
thought
from the
this was
bark
just
of
a
white
joke.
tree who had been abandoned by the humans. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender and it could not grow a coat of richly colored fur. Yet when the other foxes saw this, they spoke words of comfort to the kitten. Even without a tail and fur like ours, you are still one of us. Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. The only way to extinguish the flames was to make a sacrifice. A
Sacrifice.
gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us. Surely you can help us find a way to solve this." The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The gray fox's heart was turned into a beautiful drop of water, clear, spotless, and pure. The monster gave the heart of water
Oh,
to the kitten, telling him, "The
Scaramouche!
foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames, and die for your fox kin."
Die? What the heck? You're gonna show me this cute kid and say die? I can't believe it. They're showing me. Okay, I've been seeing Scaramouche, but I didn't think he actually existed, you know? Because I thought it was something the fandom made up. Scaramouche exists.
The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. It left that side of the mountain and found a little bird who had a broken wing.
Oh, there's more Scaramouche.
The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After burying the bird, the kitten left the mountain for good.
I'm gonna like show my friends and they're gonna be like, this is such a depressing scene. What are you doing, me? Look at the cute kitty. Look at the cute kitty. Look at the cute sad kitty.
Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing its teeth at the moon.
Why are you gonna
It
do that,
wished
man?
to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the world could only return to darkness, then it would finally be peaceful and content. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world. And no one can know that they were different.
We solved it!
We solved the puzzle. Do I get an award?
I remember now. This is not just the balladeer story. It is his very own memories. I made a backup so that it would be preserved no matter what happened. To become a god, he was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and the only reason he was able to survive is that he was a puppet. This memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Presumably, they kept it to have something to defend themselves with. Creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. That's why they backed up his memory for later use. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story so that it wouldn't be altered.
Oh, that's smart. Oh, Great Lord Rugadavata didn't get that treatment.
Existed, let alone that he tried
I mean, she couldn't.
to get rid of us on more than one occasion. Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished like a puff of smoke.
The balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful, he still helped you.
And
Before
then,
he vanished,
yeah,
he
abruptly he
confirmed
just
an
went,
important
I'm
detail,
gonna die.
that Conria was where your twin first came into this world.
It always leads back to
We still don't know
Conria.
how it changed
When
to
anything
early
happens,
someone
it's
at the
just
senior ranks of
Conria.
the
Oh,
Tsun.
Conria. Conria.
And all
Next
the
story,
time,
I'm gonna be, you can
it was
replace
very
all the words
clear
with
that we were
Conria,
danger.
and I would still understand it. Because it's always with Conria. I'm not gonna lie. You're just gonna be Conria, 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 Conria. Conria, 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 Conria. Conria. Replace every word with that and you'll still understand the story somehow. I'm telling you. I'm not lying to you. Still understand the story. You replace every word with Conria. Still gonna be the same story. You're still gonna understand almost all of it because you're gonna be like, always Conria. They always do this. Well, I mean, technically because of the whole cataclysm effect, but you know. I never had this feeling before.
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around.
You didn't. I have footage.
Still, Paimon doesn't like the way it all ended that much better.
Doesn't mean that
This is
it'll
why
also
wisdom
affect
alone
anything
cannot
that'll be
answer
like
all our questions.
technology-wise
We
too.
look, we see,
Like
and we
if somebody took a
comprehend,
picture of
but the
him,
question
would that
still
photo
troubles
be
us.
erased, disintegrated? And if you took a photo with a bunch of group of people, would he
So the
just be
answer is not
awkwardly kind of
everything.
cut out?
People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny.
Well, he decided I don't want to exist no
This
more.
may seem
Do do
like
do
a
do.
pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to act on his desire to disappear must have meant a lot. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, the light of wisdom is always there, guiding us toward a better destination. And that is what you have been doing all along.
Yeah, Mihida's right. Cheer up. How about we go get something to eat? We can pick up this heavy conversation again later.
Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take her out for a walk to clear her head?
Oh no, walking.
You got it. Come on, traveler. You need to get out of your head for a while. You'll feel much better after taking a walk.
But I like being in my head.
Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar. That'll be sure to lift our spirits. It must be really tough being the only one who remembers all that. But Paimon's always here to help cheer you up.
My gosh, how long is this interlude? I didn't prepare for it to be this long. I was gonna do the Ayato Wishing video like after the interlude, but if the interlude's gonna take this long, I might not. I might not. Alright. Well, it's getting pretty long, so I'm gonna end the video here. We have successfully confirmed that, you know, Scaramouche just went has disappeared from the world. Well, disappeared from people's brains. So, let's see how that'll turn out. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!